Yeah, it don't take long at all.
Peace, love, divine light. What's good? It's your girl Nexus with another episode of Venus Vibes. In this round, we are outside, like literally with our brother Deem, Kadeem to be exact, of Deems Water Ice. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. The sun's shining on me.
It
Good sun
is.
rays. I'm feeling real good today.
And we got water ice. You feel me? And so being that Venus Vibes is a little different, it's befitting that we shifted during the summertime and came live on location with Kadeem, especially being that he's running a full operation.
Yes.
So for people that don't know who you are or what it is that you do, tell them a little bit about yourself and Deems Water Ice.
Okay, yeah, my name is Kadeem Coleman. My company is Deems V.O.I.C.E.S. Basically, water ice is like a Philly favorite. Like I get it from Philadelphia. It's a frozen dessert made from mostly fruit, sugar, water. Um, Tastes amazing. Flavor don't separate. Dairy free, gluten free. Just an overall very good treat for the summertime. So we started off with just the water ice about 8 years ago. And then we worked our way into the food industry. Started doing our seafood fries, Philly cheese steak burgers, seafood nachos, different type of stuff like that.
Okay, so speaking of the food, what is one of the top sellers off of the menu when it comes to your fries, nachos, and cheesesteaks?
So our number one seller, I would say, is the seafood. Seafood fries, seafood potatoes, anything with the seafood on there. They love that.
Anything with the seafood. I know I most definitely love it myself and plan to order either the seafood potato or the salmon Philly. Cause those are usually my go-tos. My baby likes the fries because what kid doesn't like fries? And so you started about 8 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And so what has that growth and transformation looked like from me remembering you, downtown posting up this block, that block, selling the water ice and your pretzels, to now having an establishment where you're operating almost 7 days a week?
Yeah. It's definitely been a very big learning curve. That's how it come down to just trying to soak up as much information as you can. Cause like how I started was, what they call bootstrap. Started from the bottom with nothing, not knowing too much about nothing, just jumping into it. So, and I keep on gradually growing while I'm hands on in the business. So that would make it a little more harder because I'm studying, working and trying to grow. So from that dynamic, um, gotta find a lot of time to, get time to actually learn in the industry, take time to yourself to learn in the industry. That'll be the biggest curve. Yes, sir. You good, Brody? We'll figure it out.
Look, we live and we got people pulling up to get water ice. You know what I'm saying? And whenever I come, it's always amazing to see. Like, and I tell them, I'll be like, I think I start something. Every time I come, I'll be like the only person. Next thing you know, like the cars come rolling. And it's not just one car with one person. Oftentimes, it's one car with 2, 3, 4 people jumping out, all ages, diverse backgrounds. So how does that feel?
Oh man, it's amazing. Like if I go out and they go, that's Dean, go, we love your food and stuff like that, man. It just let me know that I'm doing something right. I'm headed down the right path.
Yeah.
And it gives me motivation to keep going because it get hectic sometimes, a lot of stuff pile on. You have certain thoughts in your mind with
right.
But stuff like that can help you kick them out a little quicker.
That's real. And especially being on what people would consider like cross the river, right? Like Southeast Albany, where we don't have too many independent mom and pop style restaurants or eateries.
Mhm.
How does it feel to know that, like you're setting the tone for this to be like a landmark that can be talked about for years to come, even if it's just within this neighborhood of people?
Sometimes you don't realize what you're doing it to somebody else. Say, and man, just grinding and going and grinding and going. I never really looked at it from that perspective until you just said it. So, but yeah, that is the goal, is to be a landmark in the city of Auburn. Like when you come to Auburn, is, oh, we gotta go to Dean's Water. That's definitely the goal. It's amazing, man. It's amazing to have the opportunity to do that, to be that. Because I don't have no background in food. I don't have no background in business at all. So to be doing what I'm doing right now is just all power to the Most High.
That's right.
Mhm.
And it's beautiful. And I was like, Deem, we got to get this interview. Like, we haven't sit down yet. Then I went to thinking, and I was like, you know what? Me and Dean did sit down, and we had the dopest interview because we talked about etymology and the power of words, right? And so, thinking about the power of words and what you're saying when it comes to the people being motivation and inspiration, but also you being motivation and inspiration, because you always have a smile on your face. Is what's up, love? What's up, sis? How you doing, bro? Like you are always greeting people with high energy and high vibration. And so when we think about you taking time to affirm and empower yourself, what is that looking like nowadays, being that you are operating more frequently with longer hours, and you have a high demand a lot of times, because even on those off days, I ride by sometimes like, oh dang, I wanted some Deems today. I guess I'll try again next week. You know what I'm saying? So you taking that time for yourself, what is that looking like? And what are some things that you do, like I said, when it comes to affirmations and meditation and just returning to center and staying grounded?
What I learned on this process is that is more important than I ever realized it was. Like you gotta figure out have a way to have time for yourself, but constructive time for yourself. So what I do when I wake up in the morning now, I make sure I get a good 15 to 30 minutes of meditation in. I try to meditate, and that helped me deal with whatever comes to me when I go out in the world. You know what I mean? So like when different stuff bombard me just coming from different directions, I'm able to keep my peace and not get, too out of it. You know what I mean? Because I witness people go through certain stuff and they can't handle it when multiple stuff come their way at one time. But it helped me realize, okay, it's gonna be over a little bit. I'll deal with this at this time, deal with that at a time, deal with this, and then it'll be over. Because if if I don't keep my emotions in check, how can I help somebody else keep their emotions in check? You know what I mean? So it just dealing with me first. I figure out a way to just deal with within me, not just me, but what's going on in me, my emotions, my thoughts, my everything else, and then I can come out to the world and put that good positive energy and that love on everybody because I gave it to myself before I went out into the world.
Yo, look, I didn't even have to say it. And that's the power of the universe. I'm sitting here like, so is that emotional intelligence developing or is that logic? And you answered it, because there's been this thing about brothers being more logical and women being more emotional, However, my whole take has been, where is the emotional maturity and the development of emotional intelligence? And I feel like that's something that oftentimes, even though our brothers like to say they're logical, that they aren't thinking about and actually taking the time to develop, because in our sisters too, like everybody needs it. Like we could all use work in that area when it comes to being able to pay attention inward to the root causes of our emotions so that we can check them and better relate and understand one another and not just be like, oh, women are so emotional. Oh, but y'all be emotional, brothers, like for real. And it can get chaotic because
The thing about men, we mix being emotional with being gangster. We think we being gang. I'm gonna speak my mind. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna say what's on my mind. But no, that's feminine. Once you really learn about men, you don't get to speak your mind as much as you want to. You speak when it get to the end goal, when it need to be spoken. If anything else is just cloud and noise, and it's gonna cover up when you talk about the end goal. You know what I mean? So that one thing I learned about us men, like growing up, and then it really comes with age. Like we really need time. Like unless you got a man that's teaching you this, if you don't, I never knew my father. So I grew up. Good thing I'm good at observing, so I picked up a lot of different things from men that was around me, my uncles and brothers and stuff like that. But if you don't got no men that's teaching you how to control your emotions as a man and your thoughts, you never really learn it until you get in your 30s, honestly. And man, until you go through a lot of different stuff. And some people never get it in. Some men never get it in, but you
That's
gotta
true.
go through something. And I feel like this being on my journey is what's actually going. If a man don't got no destination, or if any person, not even just man, having a destination, it helps you stay focused. It helps you figure out, okay, what do I need to do to get to this? Okay, I need to get to this. I need to check my emotions to get to this. I need to check my thoughts in order to get to this. I need to, all right, now how do I check my emotions? How do I check my thoughts? Then you go to studying and learning about different stuff and to become the person you're trying to become. But it all comes from having a destination, or even having some type of mentor, which would be both better if you got both. But hey, that's what it comes down to.
And having a mentor can help you determine that destination. So I get why they can go hand in hand. And while we're on the subject, as a community, as a people, do you feel that if we started focusing on those type of things at an earlier age, the same way we think about, speech and teaching our children their ABCs and their numbers, and grammar, if we had emotional intelligence development classes, you know what I'm saying? We wouldn't see our communities in the light that we're seeing them now when it comes to gun violence, domestic violence, peer on peer violence.
100%, 100%. Like I can't think of what book I'm trying to come to my mind, but it was a book that breaks down basically how your brain need to be developed just the way your hand movement need to be developed. When you newborn baby, you can't just pick up a cup, or well, as you getting older and you learning how to move and walk, a baby just can't pick up a cup and try to drink. What they're gonna do, they're gonna pick up, they're gonna waste it everywhere.
Right.
So it takes time to learn the little stuff like that. Same way that is, you gotta train your with it
cognitive
function.
Yeah.
The same exact way you gotta train your mind, but just living life trains your cognitive functions. I mean, just living life every day is gonna train that. Your mind, you need somebody to actually do that. But through different stuff in our history that our ancestors and our parents wasn't taught, we're not taught to teach our kids how to use their mind, or we don't even know how to teach our kids. Because I know it now, but I'm not sure exactly how to teach that to my kids. And I know the knowledge, you know what I mean? And so that's another thing I gotta learn, to how do I teach my kids how to use
this information.
You know what I mean? So it's levels to all of it. But definitely, man, we gotta learn how to use our mind just as much as you know how to use your hands. It's even more important. It's more important because that's how you bring out within your mind, is through the functions of your body. But it all starts from your mind. This building came from somebody's mind. Everything comes from somebody's mind first. Your mind is more important than anything else. Anything else.
That's facts.
Yep.
So when we think about history, right, and going back to the legacy piece, who is one person or multiple people, if there are, throughout history that have stood out as motivation and inspiration, as being able to use their mind and their wisdom, to influence?
Like I said, throughout my life, I always just picked up different stuff from a lot of different people, like different men growing up. For me, the one that led me on like to seek knowledge and just not take anybody's word for what it is, and like fact checks and all that was my uncles. My uncles, they the one that started that in me for the most part. And then just, as I searched for different knowledge and different people I came across, like Master Musa, um, just knowing about the stuff that we built hundreds and thousands of years ago, it put me in a different mind. Like, hold on, I can build something now. You know what I mean, that was one of the main things that sparked me actually going out there and starting my business, because I was thinking about bringing water ice to our business since middle school. When I first had one in Philly, I wanted to bring it down here, but once I got started learning like history, this type of stuff that we did, that we built the pyramids, and that we been had schools and all that. I'm like, hold on, we was doing this way back then. How can I build something now?
Right.
I should be able to do something now. And that was really just sparked that for me, but mostly my uncles.
Okay. All right. So when it comes to what's been poured into you, like from your uncles and other men outside of Deems Water Ice and your food service, how do you see yourself in the future being able to pour back into the community?
Man, and that's one of the main things I want to do. That was the purpose of this in the first place. Different ways. I want to get us back to reading, get kids back to reading. I feel like that was the main thing they took from us during slavery, was that are willing to learn. We got all this information now, and we got almost everything right at the tip of our head, but we don't use it for no educational purpose. When not too long ago, you was getting killed.
Right.
To educate yourself, to learn, you was literally getting killed for it. So, that's one thing I want to do. I want to start like an app to where you basically kids, we could pay kids for learning. Like kids get on there, read a book, take a test on the books, and when you pass the test, you get a couple dollars. You know what I mean? Opposed to uh you want to ask somebody for some money, going, no,
Right.
get on this app, read this book, take these tests, and then it's specific books that's going to actually spark your mind, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, specific books. So kind of
Give
like
an accelerated reader a new spin. I agree. Yeah.
Instead of making everybody pay for knowledge,
pay them for knowledge.
and they're gonna go. And I feel like the United States, whoever, they owe us that at least. If you can do nothing else, just do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And give us credit for our intellectual knowledge that we naturally have and we bring to the table that oftentimes goes, oh, well, we get so overworked and underpaid, it's ridiculous. And so that I love that idea. That sounds beautiful, even if it starts locally as a book club at first, you know what I'm saying? And then it grows and expands into that app and beyond. I think you have something with that. Yeah, for sure. Yes. And so if you could give words of motivation and encouragement to a person or a young person who's 8 years old, or even operating in their 8-year-old self as an adult, thinking about things and ideas that they had that they never, pushed forward. What can they do? Or what would you say to them to get started and to motivate them to not give up on that 8-year-old dream that they had?
What I say what to do is definitely like we said, financial, emotional intelligence, and then financial intelligence as well. Them two. And then just dream as big as possible. Whatever it is you want to do, dream as big as possible. And then scale it down to the smallest way you can get your foot in the door. Like when I started with the water ice, first thing I did, I started giving out little free samples, setting up on corners, giving out free samples. Nobody knew what water ice was. I had to force it on the city. People used to, they're wild. I don't want that. No. You're gonna try this. Hold on, wait. I'll do it in a better way. But basically, I'm a force this. I forced it on the city. Y'all is gonna try this as soon as you taste it. They like it. Yeah. So now, as time grows, when you think about a frozen treat, you think about Deem. So that's the same thing they got to do with any industry. Just get your foot in the door just the best way you can. And then one by one, each person gonna start learning about you. And then when people think about that specific industry, they're gonna think about you. So just dream big as possible, big as you can, and then break it down to the bare minimum where you can just start getting your foot in the door and people can start associating
Right.
you with that industry.
Be visible. Yeah, make yourself seen.
Yep.
We can't do it just hiding in the shadows, and I like to lurk in the shadows. Don't tell nobody. You would never know it though. Like you would never know it. So speaking of water ice, Deem has a small, medium, and large water ice. Starting at only $3. Today he has mango, strawberry, pineapple.
No. Cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
Cotton
Yes,
candy,
that was
yeah.
the other one. I usually like to do a little combo. Today I did mango and strawberry, but I also like the green apple and mango. Like that's also a favorite when he has the green apple. And so the flavors always switch up. You never know what's gonna be available. So that gives you a chance also to test your flavor palette out. Sometimes you get stuck again in one mode, but I want a refreshing treat. We don't have mango today, but we got green apple, and you never know, you just might like it. Come by, show your love, show your support. Radium Springs between Albany State and the Sand Trap. What's the address to be exact?
940 Radium Springs Road to be exact.
Yes, 940 Radium Springs Road, right there as you make that veer off to Moultrie Road by the Head Start Center. He's back here and he's providing amazing service and food to the community. I mean, pull up, try something, tell a friend, buy something for a friend. Your kids will most definitely love it.
Yeah.
They eat this water ice up, I'm telling you. And it's good. And like you said, it's a little healthier than some of the other things that we are giving them while they're out on break. And so make sure you do your part to get out and support our people, because the only way that this can stay and continue to be a landmark is that we, the community, show up and show our support. We've had so many to come and go, Carter's Grill being one, but we, the community, have to make sure that we're doing our part as family members to the individuals that are doing the work. We also have to make sure that we do our part to keep those legacies strong, because sometimes we underestimate the value and the worth that we are actually putting back into our community. And the only way that our children can see that there is something beyond working for somebody else or supporting people that don't look like them is to make sure that we expose them to people that do look like us, who are doing the work, and making sure that we have representation and examples. Because like he said, when it came to Mansa Musa, how were actually the ones behind the architecture of the pyramids, and talking way before biblical times, you know what I'm saying? And so we have to make sure that we're exposing our young people not only to information via the internet, but through the power of books. Because what was the name of the movie? Fahrenheit 9/11?
What about?
Where they were burning up all of the books, and like you would get like this extinct punishment if you were caught with books and reading books, because
Really
like they
happened,
were
though. I
doing
need to watch
away
that,
with
but-
books. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we don't want that to be what's going on. So reinstilling our young people the power of reading, because I remember during the summer we used to get reading lists. You know what I'm saying? We used to be at the library. It was always something to do with books and reading. And if we perish for a lack of knowledge, and if they say the way to keep the information from us is to put it in a book, why wouldn't we put more books in front of ourselves? All right. You have any last words before we go order this food?
Y'all better come get some.
Yeah, and let Dean get back to it.
Yeah, y'all come see us at 940 Radiant Springs Road. We on DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub. follow us on all social media platforms as well.
And y'all make sure y'all tag him. Y'all share it when you pull up and get your water ice. Even if you just get a cup of water ice, tag it. Hey, it's hot outside. I got mine. Go get yours. You feel me? Until next time, I'm Nexus. This is Deem of Deems Water Ice, and this is another episode of Venus Vibes. Make sure y'all reach out to be a guest to schedule your own interview, and I will get outside, as you can see. Visit us. V.O.I.C.E.S.radio@gmail.com is the email. V.O.I.C.E.S.radio.com is the website for upcoming events and interviews. Until then, peace, love, divine light. We are out.
All right.
You don't want